Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in Ljubljana and a lot of positive energy in our studio at Štihova ulica 4 in the middle of Ljubljana. Conventa Trend Bar has become an important support pillar of the Conventa brand around 3 years ago. At that time, it was a live edition of this event, but now, of course, we are doing this for a long time online, as we are doing today. And the main idea and goal of the Conventa Trend Bar is actually to share knowledge and ideas from the field of event organization, marketing, and of course, destination management. We see it as a platform for exchanging experiences, something that will be even more important in the future, in my personal opinion. And of course, the world of events has become digital overnight last year, and we believe marketing and sales are following the same trends, and we will talk a lot about that today. During the Conventa Crossover Conference this summer in Ljubljana, we created so-called Conventa Manifesto. This is a document we would like to share with you today, and also you can find this document on the website of Conventa all over our digital communication. And we've tried to put together 4 points for smart, green, and responsible events in the future. And this is what I will share today with you. It's really straightforward. I will not complicate too much, just to give you some ideas. What is, in my personal opinion, and of course, in opinion of all colleagues involved in this project, important for the meetings industry. First, what we put on the first place is focus on the participant. That was not always the case. In the past, we didn't always focus on the participant. Sometimes we just focused on brand or I don't know, on big ideas. But really, what is important for all of us is that we respect all participants and we need to meet their expectations. This is the number one issue we need to really take care about. It goes with the venues, event planners, event organizers. The whole industry must take care about the participants and their needs. This is where we should start. And the question is, of course, why participants are coming to the events, and many other things we can cover through this concept, which is number one. And I will share the first slide with you from the research. Of course, this is not rocket science. We can see decrease in number of live events. And this research confirmed this. But this is important, and this is, in my personal opinion, the reality we will have in the future. So around, let's say so, approximately 40% of events will be live in the future. About 30% will be hybrid, because this is the best way how to bridge the gap between the live and online. And around 21, will be digital. And some of them also multi-hub events as a combination. So this is the new reality we have. As you can see, we are moving from 81% of live to actually just 40%, half of the volume before. And if you want to stay alive, afloat of this crisis, then you need to talk and think about hybrid. Otherwise, you cannot actually generate the same amount of income in the future if you are a venue, for example. So this is, in my opinion, really important point. The second point is then that we need to have this in really at the back of our brains. There is no compromise when it comes to content. People will come just to those events who are really good content-wise. I know it sounds totally simple, but this is super important, because there were a lot of conferences with bad content and with bad ideas behind. And we are actually, we are actually storytellers, and we need to learn how to create and tell great stories. And as I wrote here, excellent content is the foundation and the essence of everything what we do. The next point is that people will attend fewer events. This is what is already going on. As you can see, before the crisis, just 25% attended between 1 and 5 events per year. Now, this is 62. This is, of course, because of Corona, but I can tell you by myself, by my feelings, I'm really selective now. I don't want to travel like I traveled before. There are many reasons for that, but one is definitely the content. I really checked twice or even more. What is content about? Is this content useful for me? Can I learn something new? Can I come home with some new ideas and so on? So this is super important. The third point is, of course, agile response to change. This is the third point of our manifesto. We need to adapt. This industry needs to be adaptive, agile, and this is what we learned during the crisis. Those who are agile, they do not have a problem on the market. And I'm impressed what you are doing in Čed Bay. You are doing a lot of your own events, and this is amazing. You change the meeting room to something new. If you don't need the meeting room in certain period. And this is the agility we need to all have, actually. And of course, this goes also with the things which are now on the first place for some of the colleagues. So agile response, this is necessary. We cannot wait that the crisis will be over, because it's already over. So it finished last year when the first lockdown was all over Europe. Now there is no excuse anymore. If we check this about the ideal duration of a professional conference, of course, we have now shorter duration of events. 21 or 22% attended half day. This percentage is almost 41%, so it's double of the amount of events. So we are organizing, and this is what I'm seeing in my daily life, shorter events. A half-day event is a new standard, actually. Just few conferences are really long, for 2-3 days, and of course it's logical. If you are doing a hybrid, nobody can really watch hybrid for longer than half a day. This is my personal opinion. The fourth point is excellent and measurable quality. We need to focus on quality, because now with digital, yesterday I had a call from some client of mine, and he asked me, should we do something in a printed version? I said, okay, we can do just for an image, but look, everything what we are doing digitally, we can really measure, and we can deliver excellent measurements and ROI analytics to all our clients, and this is so amazing. So also from the venue point of view, you need to think how you will measure the results of the venue for your clients, for meeting planners all over Europe. This is the fourth point. So ROI, the father and mother of ROI, Elin Hamza, is not active anymore, but what he was preaching for a long time is now really, really important. It's on the fourth place of our manifesto. And of course, we can definitely see a trend of regionalization of the meetings industry. There are less global events, or it's complicated to organize them, and we have quite a lot of regional and local events, and this is not bad at all, actually. There are a lot of opportunities waiting for all of you in the regions where you are living, and I don't see this as a big problem, because it goes well with the sustainability. And of course, sustainability is on the fifth place of our manifesto. As I wrote here, this is what I can read, actually. Before organizing an event, we always consider whether the positive impacts of the event will outweigh the harmful ones. And I believe this says everything. For Conventa, I can just say that we were probably the first trade show organized by this green logic. We even received awards in 2009, even in 2009, when the green movement was not so strong as it is today. But this year we are going really further on. Definitely what we will do is unique, and nobody did it in the meetings industry in the world. You can believe me, because I'm following this heavily. And if you go to a green event site of the Conventa, you will see what I'm talking about. So we will measure all the results on different fields of our trade show. We have a matrix which is unique. Also certificate these metrics through the Slovenian Institute of Quality. And at this particular moment, I can say just that we are on the half of the process. But we are doing this for already 14 years, just to let you know. So hard it is to move from zero to the event which will be carbon neutral in the future. But we really believe in this. And this is, again, something about the future. How far do you agree with the following statements. The corona crisis has highlighted the need to organize events with greater responsibility towards environment. This was a surprise to me. It's 3.85. The final mark. 1 is strongly disagree, 5 is completely agree. So we still have a lot of skeptics in our industry, but I will just share some simple fact with you. And this is that we produce per day around, at the conference like it is Conventa, around 180 kilos per participant of carbon footprint. So calculate this with the days we spend during the event, and you will see that our industry is not clean at all. So we need to do something. It's not about blah, blah, blah anymore, as Greta said now, and this is already a movement around Europe. We need to do something. And if we are on 3.85, this is not good. I expected 5, but okay, here we are. Here we are, this is the new reality. Then we have 6, creating exceptional experiences, 365 degrees experiences, or 365 days experiences. This is what I will talk and touch later on, but this is logical. If you want to be with your community all the time, then of course you need to change the way how we organize events. You need to have several platforms. Just to let you know, in Conventa, that you will understand the logic of Conventa. We have Conventa roadshow, we have Conventa crossover, we have Conventa Trend Bar we are doing today, we have Conventa Academy, we have Conventa Experience Zone, we have Conventa Young Talents. All these activities are going on non-stop. And this is the core of our idea from the beginning. And we are already doing this from 2009. And our goal is to create exceptional experience for our attendees wherever they are, actually, wherever they are. And we answer to different needs of our guests and participants. That's important. And again, another research, we can see that the trend of open air venues is rising, because of the corona crisis. And again, I will repeat this: if you have open spaces around your venues, wherever you have it, and Bruna, you showed this to us clearly, that you have quite a lot of open areas, and in some other resorts in Montenegro, I know it's exactly the same. Use those venues and analyze how big they are, and present this data about the venues to us, to meeting planners. Because I'm still, I still need to go sometimes to the location and measure everything by myself, and then they are happy when they realize that this is actually something which they can sell to the meeting planners in the future. In Ljubljana, for example, the most popular venue, one of the most popular venues now, is Litostroy Hall, which is industrial hall open to the open air. There is a roof, but it's open. So this is what is going on. And of course, the special venue trend is still there. So people are looking for special venues. This is really, really important to know. Then we have this 360 communication approach. It's really simple and straightforward. We need to use all the communication channels and touch points where the participants are. If they are on TikTok, nobody talks about TikTok in our industry at all, actually. But if you organize something for younger generation, you need to play the game. I mean, if TikTok is the place where they are, guys, then we will play the game with TikTok. If Clubhouse is there, then Clubhouse is the tool. So do not have a stereotype in your head that you need to, I don't know, use just LinkedIn and everything will be perfectly fine. It's not like that. Be open for your and listen to your community. Listen to the needs of your community. And of course, this is another basic fact you already know. It's a marketing digitalization. And I will just want to remind you that trade shows are going down. Of course, that's logical, but they will pick up, and we showed this with Conventa this year. But basically, number one are recommendations. When somebody is looking for a venue or destinations, then convention bureaus, and then venue websites. It's good that convention bureaus are trustful sources for the meeting planners, but be careful about the venue website. Whenever I open the venue website of hotel, the meeting offer is always somewhere at the back. It's sometimes so difficult to find the data about the meetings offer you have that it's unbelievable. So there is no user experience at all, and it's absolutely hard to find anything about the meetings. And when I saw the beautiful presentation of Bruna, this is what we are looking for. The pictures are really more important than just blah, blah, as I said before. So basically, be careful about the venues websites, destination websites, or even meeting planner websites. This is so important. This is your online shop. And this shop must be nice and cool, and it must actually create immediately idea what is all about. The 8th point is dialogue. The dialogue is super important when we are doing events. I will give you a simple example why the hybrid is so difficult. Yesterday, one of my colleagues wrote on the LinkedIn wall that hybrid is easy peasy. Yes, of course, if you just stream, but this is not a hybrid. Hybrid is when we communicate with each other, when we have online community happy, and when we have a live community happy, and when these two communities can really communicate. There are so many tools. I wrote about it several times. There is no excuse, but streaming is not a dialogue. Another thing, if somebody is pre-produced video, that's what I learned yesterday from one important Slovenian institution. They said, oh, we can everything pre-record, and this is event. This is not event. For pre-recording, I can go to Netflix or I can go to a cinema. And I don't need an event planner. I need a video production then. So guys, really streaming is not enough. If you are just doing streaming, it has nothing with hybrid events and with real events. And the idea is that we create dialogue and make the whole industry and the whole actually life in the world better. And of course, here you can see what is really important too. The old stereotype about all the events in spring and autumn is not there anymore. I would just like to say that switching to warmer months, this is what is going on behind the scenes. And we can see some demand already for August and for June, where we have a problem because of this tourist season, which is always high all over the region. But switching to warmer months is not something you should ignore. You should think about it. How can you accommodate also incentives or meeting and events during warmer months when you have a lot of leisure guests? So this is the new reality we have. Simplicity, it's another point of our manifesto. Simplicity means that working in a marketing actually field for 25 years, all what I'm doing is to simplify quite complicated ideas. And this is really the all focus of my work during my life. And to simplify is not easy, because if you want to simplify complex things, you need to have a lot of knowledge. And it's exactly the same with the events. We need to transform complicated story to something which everybody will understand without any big effort. And creativity, of course, goes with that. And of course, we must be careful about creativity, because creativity at events is never an end in itself. It's just a tool actually how to simplify these big ideas. I can talk about this topic for a long time, but we don't have time today. This is another issue we can cover. And here you can see some tools we are using. We asked also the colleagues, how do you feel about following types of participants interaction at events? And one-to-one appointments are number one. But we don't know a lot of things. That's clear from this audio chat, asking questions as avatar, blah blah blah. There are many things you can do. I also covered this topic in one of my articles. You can follow the Congress magazine and you will see what I'm talking about. There are many options how we can do interaction, but we do not know what is available on the market. And that's why we are doing a lot of streamings and which are not really an event itself. That's my personal opinion. A culture of transparency is number 10. Shortly, we are a transparent industry. We need to be transparent. We need to show everything to the clients. Otherwise, clients will not work with us. If we want to hide something, this goes with the old school DMC model. Don't get me wrong. It was like that in previous times. Now everything must be on the table, and you need to charge for your services. And with the digital and hybrid, all the services we are doing now, they are even more complicated, and clients are really happy to pay for our services. Starting with the content marketing, starting with the scenario preparation, with everything what goes behind the scenes. And yeah, definitely you cannot hide this to commissions and so on. So guys, a culture of transparency is absolutely a norm we need to follow. Otherwise, the clients will do this job by themselves. This is my deep belief. And of course, once you begin organizing in-person events, how will your event format change? We have one old school answer, which is same size and format as usual, around 36% answered like that. And this goes with all the results from the last year and this year of all our research, which says that around 30 to 40% of colleagues believe that everything will come back as it was before the crisis. But we have 4 points which are absolutely important for all of you. Hybrid format is already here and will stay with us. Smaller in size, I repeat this from the presentation before. Shorter in time, this is another thing. And more local, regional. This is a wrap-up of what our research said, but there are many other things we covered in the research, so feel free to check this. And then we have digital competencies. This is logical. Jaka will cover this. I will not go into details. We need to have new digital competencies. There is no doubt. I learned a lot in the last 2 years. I'm not a digital native. I'm actually a completely different generation, unfortunately. And I need to learn all this digital stuff to understand the clients, what do they need from us, and so on. So definitely this is number 11. Then you have data at the heart of modern events. You need to collect carefully data, have a proper CRM system, and even play the game with the big data. This is sometimes a little bit scary, but with the European GDPR legislation, it's okay. I believe we are on a safe side comparable to some other parts of the universe, where they are not really taking care about the GDPR and so on. But if we do this properly, it can bring a superpower to your events. And then we have, of course, outside the comfort zone thinking. This is what Jaka will talk later on, because we need to go outside the comfort zone. We were forced to go out, but what is next? And of course, interdependence. We are on the same boat, all suppliers, and now finally we understand this situation. Maybe before the crisis, that was not logical. You were all fully booked. We were all fully booked. There were events by events by events, but now we understand that we really depend on each other, and this reciprocity is something we need to develop all over the system we are using. So here are some skills, we need to have after the crisis. First of all is flexibility. Then, of course, organizational skills, event planning, and so on, but definitely some digital skills too. I will share this presentation with you later on, so you can check all the details if you want to. But this is the wrap-up, actually, of the research and about our manifesto. So, how we did it, how we are doing this in our life, in our agency, how we respond to the crisis. First of all, we developed Power to the Meetings around 12 years ago, actually, this whole system. I even wrote a book about it, and you can check the book on and all the philosophy which is this book all about. And of course, in the center, again, it's a focus on the participants. But how we are doing this in a praxis. First of all, I would like to focus on this particular moment in time. And my question to you is, can you still imagine waiting a whole week to watch your favorite TV series? Or it's Netflix much better, if you're hungry for a content, you just watch everything in 2-3 hours, or one day if we are talking about Narcos Mexico, for example. So this is the new reality. So video on demand is there, and it's changed a lot. I don't want to wait for 1 week, for the next episode of my favorite TV series, and this is also the concept which we need to have in mind when we are doing events. So it goes really deep. And then another one is that, of course, we need to focus also on so-called subscribe economy, and I will touch this later on. Here I don't have enough time to show you the video from Ljubljana Talks, but this is some innovation we did with Ljubljana Convention Bureau. And at this particular moment, I would like to mention that this project, Conventa Trend Bar, wouldn't be possible without the support and help of Ljubljana Convention Bureau. Ljubljana Convention Bureau is partner of Conventa Trend Bar, and we are thankful for that. And we together created this great project, Ljubljana Talks. If you have time, you can go online and check what it's all about. ICA awarded this project with Innovation Award and the award for the best creativity, and we are proud on that. But let me show you, and really this is a wrap up, and then Jaka will take over. First of all, no compromise when it comes to content. I'm obsessed with that. Then the question is, who owns the content? This is important. You need to have a different business model about the content. With the speakers now, you need to have a contract. You need to decide what is with the video on demand, how you will resell this. And this is something we don't do properly. Then the third obsession of mine is anywhere, anytime, how to actually create content and events anywhere, anytime. Then 360-degree approach I spoke about before. And then, of course, digital activation, which is not just a blah, blah. We need to activate participants in a digital environment so that they can come to a live place, to a live event. And this is not easy. This is a process we need to follow. It's a real user experience we need to reshape. It's not that you just send a invitation and people will come. It's not enough. You need to know all the pains and everything what goes with that, and then you can digitalize the whole experience. Then sometimes we even build our own media for some of the events. We try to create with the clients. We are working on a long-term basis, all year-round events. Then we have a lot of work around influencers or heroes, because in every particular field you have influencers. For example, imagine all the Congress ambassadors are actually heroes. Then, of course, there are a lot of things on a legally part of the business model, which goes with event rights and then licensing. This is what we are obsessed in our agency at this moment. Then, of course, live stream versus live event. I told you about that. Live stream is not enough if you are doing events, but it's part of it. Then monetization of everything what I said. Then merchandising. Why we are so afraid of merchandising? We do not merchandise what we can merchandise. Then fans, how to create a fan base. And then, of course, this old school happenings and hospitality. This is what we are working on and we are obsessed with. And remember, subscription economy is there. It's not something new. I will give you a simple example. Cannes Lions, I know the project very well. The entry fee for the work was, for the best marketing award of Cannes Lions, was around 4,000 euros. And the registration fee in old times was even 2,500 or 3,000 euros. Now, you won't believe, Cannes Lions sell subscriptions to the Cannes system. Now I'm paying 250 euros per year to access everything what Cannes Alliance can give me, and I can pay for some additional services if I would like to access them. And this is the new reality, and it's exactly with the Web Summit and some other events. So take a look on Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, name it, and definitely you will see what I'm talking about. So top 10 events, and then I finish and Jaka will take over. Events that turn things upside down. Here is the list, and C2 Montreal is, in my personal opinion, one of the best. I don't have time to show you the video, but maybe at the end I will show you the video of this event, just to let you know what is, in my personal opinion, really important about the future of events.